So this is the next one. It's a game between Robin Bacardats against Manuel Brasileiro. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can play like this. Just you need to remember that locally it's not good to let it like this. Usually, I mean, by direction it would be also okay. I mean, it's easy to play something like this, to just give the bottom, and then it's fine. This way it's also okay, just a bit more intense, I would say. Maybe it's good to play double pincer here. It feels like this area is important. So I don't really know how to play, but it feels like this. I mean, you can even play here just to reinforce the shape and then come back, something like this, and then take this. It's also okay. Maybe it's not optimal, but you know, white also played on the other side not optimal. So I think this way it should be okay. It should be fine. Okay. I would just play normally here, just jump, I guess. Something like this. And then some pincer. Maybe something like this. I'm not sure. I don't know which one is bigger. I mean, this one is also okay. I guess it's not really a problem. Here we usually play this. It's important. Now if white defends, we can attack. And now this attack doesn't look so good because we can play this shape. We can run away. That's why we defend here. In this case, this is super annoying. This white doesn't have a move. I mean, this is not acceptable. And this white black can just cut. That feels a lot of problems. I mean, even if white captures, which I'm not sure, white cannot capture. Yeah, but even if white would capture, black has so many center moves, so it's really annoying. Yeah. This was fine. And here, there was like, it's two groups. One is here, another is here. And if you cannot connect them, don't try to push one group for another. I think this move at A was the kind of biggest mistake. You cannot cut, but you make, like, even if, yeah, black can just play a tiger mouse here. And now it's kind of A and B is behind. And I think white has a big trouble with this. This one also works. Just white also struggling. White is barely alive. And yeah, I'm just thinking maybe it's even good to block it. Play like this. White will jump. You get also center here. It's a lot of points. It's also okay. It doesn't look bad to get all of this. And then later still, I mean, there is still cut. Not the best one, but still. Yeah, a lot of center moves, so you can get it anytime. Okay, big move, why not? I mean, it's still an option. You can always play that. J6. It's okay-ish, I guess. I mean, it's just by shape. You can also play like this. And then it would be something like here. And then you don't have this kind of shape. And later you can decide. Maybe you can even leave now and don't play at all. This would be easier. I don't think this really feels bad because white is not completely alive. But yeah, I can see that maybe it's not optimal. This looks better, just shape-wise. Also, good idea just not to play at all if you don't have a move. If you're not sure between something like which direction go, B or C, leave it till the point you will know it for sure. Now, I mean, I didn't even comment because I also don't know if it's good or not. I'm not sure. Maybe later you can aim at A and these stones would be useful. Maybe not, so just, yeah. Okay, this is good. By the way, this side, top side is bigger than right side, because right side, these stones all are low, and there is always endgame. So if you play like this, you always want to give that side. I mean, this is not points. Top side you don't want to give, so one is bigger. Okay. It's even, yeah, this one is good. You can jump, but here, yeah, this is good. This is also fine. Everything is alive. Maybe now it's time to play here. Try to get some points. There is nothing else, or maybe here also. This is unnecessary. In this game, very difficult to get value from attack. So I would really skip attack. Maybe I would play them like this. Because there is not much you can do with that group. It's completely alive. And any big point is good. Just this, I mean, I would be afraid at this point that white will play somewhere. Yeah, like here. This was a good example where white get a big move because you didn't get much of that. This is not, like, even if the group is not alive, there's no clear way how you get something. So just better not touch it. I think overall, yeah, just everything is good. And sometimes even these shapes, like if we compare, these shapes is way better than white shapes. And when white get an extra move, the situation becomes a bit closer. And now I would be afraid another Tenuki play here. Because again, you cannot kill this. And I don't know what you will get. Yeah, this is just small. I mean, this is a big move. This is way smaller. Just few points, especially after black block. This is only a few points. Okay. It feels like you're attacking, but in the end, there's not much you can get. Yes. Okay. Now we need to be sure. Maybe here something went not the best way. I feel like white should play it right now. This feels like a good timing. Because afterwards, like now, there is no danger to this group at all. And I think white is relatively okay here. When you make these exchanges, now white in really danger to die. So I would rather, I mean, maybe even now you have to play here and try to hope to build some shape. But before it was way easier because you have the moves like this to make the shape or even extend its center, and you can always get it later. And if you will not, black would get, you still have endgame. So it's not a really big loss on the right. Yeah, now it feels like white is struggling here. Maybe it's okay to give up 3 stones, now play here. I mean, just imagine you give up 3 stones, but just 3 stones. There is no danger at all. And you destroy not really smaller amount of points. I think for black it's necessary not to also play there. It's too much. Also about these exchanges, I don't know, I want to play even here. like it feels like it's still not alive, and you can live. You can even live like this. So I think white is still dead, but this is like terrible exchanges, and white is still not alive. I mean, even this one is not center, so there is no even. I think I don't know. Maybe like this you can get it, or some core. But this is. Let's imagine even you leave. This is still disaster. Black can capture the same points, so I don't think it's really playable. This is a bit more complicated. I don't know if white can live. The white managed to live somehow, but maybe now just jump would be really easy. I think jump helps, just solves everything. And after jump, I think white have to answer, and black starts endgame. Don't know which one to play, to be honest, but something maybe just similar, and it's the same endgame moves. White doesn't have any points. Maybe here also looks big, just to play something like this. Maybe it's possible even to capture this stone. Don't know. So I would just play something. This is unnecessary to kill. This is too much. In the end, it works because you managed to get something, but I mean, this is playing on the edge. Also, left is not alive. Yeah. Somehow, I mean, probably you have a lot of options to really. I mean, this fight is better for sure for black, but it's not necessary. Maybe for white it's good to exchange this before, then play this. In this case, this one is a problem, some problem. So maybe there would be some semi-eye, who knows. Other option not to answer, maybe play here. This. This is already getting crazy about this. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. And after everything is alive, the black is leading by a lot. I mean, you could go like this, but the group is dead, yeah? This. Yeah, not really much you can do here. So, yeah. There is... Was there any possibility to leave? Maybe not. Yeah, I guess not. But it's still on edge. I mean, maybe it would be if white would just get this. Okay. With this game, more or less, I think clear. And the most important, when the center is not important and you don't see a good way to attack it, just play a big move and you probably will get a better possibility later. That would be more convenient. Because now, I mean, doesn't mean that there is even exist a possibility, because you cannot see it. Sometimes it exists, sometimes it's just not necessary, and you white still sometimes it would be like this. In this situation, let's say this, you will play big endgame, and then maybe white will reinforce, and then it would be your kind of profit. You get extra big move, and this is like you get from attack. It's not really bad for white to reinforce, but sometimes it's just good. Okay, let's go to... if you are winning, why not? This is the best strategy to go to endgame if you are winning. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, this is the next one. So this is the game between Ludovic Leroy against Manuel Brasileiro. Okay. It's fine. I think I prefer this, but this is also okay. Okay. Up to here, everything looks normal. I don't know, maybe I would even place something on the right side. It looks just balanced now. Then this move works well. This move, like you try to make something big on the right, looks okay. This one, it looks more like AI play. And it's not easy to just imagine a situation where white play like this, and then after just split the side. What to do for black? It's still okay. I mean, it's not like black is losing, but it feels uncomfortable to play. You need to find some way where to build points and how to use these strong shapes. It's not that easy. It's really difficult. This is good. Well, this is a decent cut. It looks okayish right now, but this fight is crazy. I mean, this is a Joseki at this point. So far, it's still okay. Yeah, maybe now I think it's a good idea to connect. Then I think the game is even with this Joseki. It feels like it's a good point. About this and how it was in the game, it was some cut. This cut was clearly a mistake. Like you just make the situation worse. You just lose center. But if you play like this is what I mean. It's unclear how to use it. Here it feels like you let white inside, but you get also some value and white maybe feel a bit uncomfortable. So this is the idea how to use it. Not always we need to build a territory on the right. And here, when black started to push afterwards, after this, and try to block, maybe now again you need to just play like this, and this, and try to survive with everything. And maybe you get a lot of cash, and this wall somehow helps you to survive. It's something when it's not really normal way of using the walls. And that was different because you took a bit more cash in the beginning. Yeah, up to here, when white get this, I think white is already happy. Very difficult to keep the right, and I guess it's a good idea to defend also for black somehow. Be like this. Yeah. And then we are still in a game. It's probably better for white now. White will capture, black also have to capture. Yeah, it feels like better for white, because right is very difficult to keep everything. Some shape looks kind of easy. Like this. Yeah, I think after this is kind of now looks like game over after white get this completely. Because you cannot keep it. The group on the top is dead. I think. Okay. I'm not sure, but I feel like it should be enough liberties to kill it. It feels like. But white played safe, which is also okay. I think this is enough. This is a live group already. Maybe this is good exchange. Is it? Okay, let's assume it's a good exchange, but I don't really think it's good exchange. Okay, but even now it feels a bit depressing. Also, for black, when you have a fight, one group, another group, black have to jump here. I mean, this is you attached to the wall, white can push on. Like, now white have a huge lead. Like this, white have to at least push you from behind and this way reinforce your shape. So this is okay for black. I mean, in the fight locally, game probably is bad, but still. After this, it getting even worse. Now it feels like disaster. Yeah, you already invest some points on bottom. Okay. I guess this all is unnecessary, but it's way better to play here. This is just, again, unnecessary, but if it works... Yeah, maybe it's the last chance to kill, but... This is maybe too much. It's enough like this. I mean, black still need to reinforce here, still need to leave. This is locally dead, so you can still get center. And if black will play like this, then you can, yeah, let's say, just kill the corner. Like this, there is some options. Maybe with the jump. Yeah, when this stones dies, it's game over, so you need maybe to extend. I don't know what is the shape here, to be honest. Maybe you need to cut like this. There's this and Kosumi. This looks difficult. And that's a problem because you don't want to kill this group as white. White is clearly winning this game. Everything went on like white wanted. And you don't want to kill the group that has a lot of liberties. Any semi-ice, like if we compare semi-ice A and B, I'm not really sure white can play it. A and B, and also with C. I think also with A will win against C and against B, the semi. And that means you don't want to let your group get cut. So that's why I want to play some moves like this. To be sure, yeah, black connected, but white is winning big. Black doesn't have any points at all. In the game it worked well because white captured also the cutting stones. No, it's also some problems. Yeah, it's also kind of white is dying there. Yeah. And then kind of black is managed. This. Probably it works. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. So you have to play this, and then we defend. And that's it. Okay. But this was on the edge. I mean, if this white stones dies, this is probably over. Well, I don't know. White was ahead so much. Maybe it's still a game, but I don't know. This was clearly unnecessary. And maybe also for black it's better to play from this side, but it's another variations. Like, I think black get a decent chance in the end to win the game. So that's why for white I don't think this was just necessary to play like this. It feels like it was a bit too much. Yeah. Overall, I feel like this fight went maybe, let's say this one. This fight went okay after this, but first of all, we don't necessarily need to get this territory. Like, we don't need to necessarily get the territory from our wall. Sometimes we just get another move, like territory on the top, and then we had advantage afterwards in the fight because of the wall. This is also some value, which we cannot see. It's not really visible, but maybe white will get some struggles later. And another thing is, yeah, this cut was kind of a mistake. And yeah, like, I feel like this whole fight just went wrong because of that. And for maybe even this one would be a better shape, because feels like okayish. And the other thing for white, I feel that just when everything is so good, you need to count points, especially like, let's say when we cut this, I don't remember, it was here. Yeah, this. Especially after the move, before the move like this, you need to make the move when you're losing. I mean, when you are losing, it's okay, it's decent move, or at least it's even. When you are winning, this is just a good possibility for black to come back, and that's probably the problem. I'm just curious. There is some possibility of the cut on top, but probably it doesn't work. Yeah. So for white, it's just good enough, while white has more point to just play it simple. Do you have questions about this game? Okay. It's here. I think one in your in a previous one game, it was not like this because it was not even count. It was just a dry game where you don't need to attack. You don't get anything. Here it's a bit different. Here one is more like how to win the game, which is already you won. And here it's the idea that you just don't need to just start to play endgame because the game is already won. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. So this is the next game. It's between Robin Bakartats against Ludovic Leroy. Yeah, that was. I think this is a game with huge exchanges. Okay. I think this is a bit better for white. A bit, 1 point or so, but it doesn't really matter. Even for top players, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Also, you can try to play like this. This is a really interesting pattern, something like this. Very difficult. It's also very difficult pattern. No one really know it, and you kind of have to cut, and white have to play like this and sacrifice his stones. This is what AI thinks, and white thinks that very difficult, even for strong players like 5-6 done. I think no one. I mean, I played it a few times. No one really was ready for it, and no one really knew that you need to cut. So it's difficult, and also it's, everyone knows one variation. This is the trick why I don't like to play this. Because if you play with someone who have really studied this way with AI a lot, he played one move you don't know, and suddenly the situation goes really crazy. Like you need to invent Josek, it's not easy, and you can die there. And that's kind of the move which you can try to just make the situation a bit more interesting. Yeah, this is a normal one. Okay, turn. Do we turn? I don't remember. I think, I guess so. Never saw it also. I don't know if it turn is good. Usually we just defend. This. Usually we'll play like this. This is a Josek. This, and then we need to capture. And afterwards white exchange this one. This is a normal variation. About this turn, maybe you have to defend like this. Then and white will defend. And then we kind of waste a move or not? Maybe we need to defend like this. And this way it would be just like this. And then you don't need to spend a move. Like now it looks good because you can capture later, so you don't need to spend a move to this group. So this exchange by itself it would be similar like you capture, and now white have to play here. And now you not necessarily want to play 3. This is the idea. You maybe want to play something else, and that would be the easiest solution. This. Yeah. Like this, probably black gets something more. It's still probably good for white, I think. But yeah, I would feel more comfortable with other shape a bit. Okay. I think this is not good locally in this situation. Here, I guess you need to play corner. In this case, when there is already a stone, and this exchange make it really bad for black. So if you already playing this, there is a bunch of other stuff you can play. You can play just invasion, for example, play like this. You can also play like this. And now white can choose between this one, let's say, and this one. This is also okay. So these two Josekis, but I think here we always play this. Cannot really imagine. I mean, it's just when the stone is super close. When the stone is a bit farther, like at B, then it's possible, because you can run with the stone at C. Here, in this Josek, it's difficult to run, and now the local result is good for white. I mean, yeah, this, and white can even maybe capture it in a nice way. I don't know. You still can run, but it doesn't look that easy to run, to be honest. Also, about not answering here, it's always good to answer. It's not really easy to find the place when it's not good to answer. I think it's decent. It's a big move. So I would be happy to answer here. It's not clear if this exchange is good. So you make your shape way stronger. Maybe you can attack later. So usually you answer this. Okay. Don't know if it's necessary to play like this, but why not? To get center. You can also get center like this. It's also fine. And then play this or this. This doesn't really work. Yeah, this doesn't really work. I mean, you can get some center moves, but it doesn't work. So you can get just totally. Okay. If I choose this. If I want to play the same, I want to have this shape. This is better than the previous one. Afterwards, you can also get this. Afterwards, in this case, 13 is center and also extend is center. So it's okay. The shape by itself is okay. Just if you go with the same way, then it's better. In this shape, if you play like in a game, there is a big difference. You should tenuki now. Like the idea is to play something like this and then play like here. In this case, it's easier to tenuki because you have 3 stones. If you don't plan to tenuki, then it's better to use the other one. So this is a tenuki variation. Sometimes also black doesn't go tenuki, he also want to play otherwise, and that's why white can get a better shape by blocking. If this one is always gota. In this situation, maybe it's not, because it looks good to answer, but this was just a wrong decision then. But sometimes, mostly we play this to get a later possibility to play somewhere else. Okay. This by itself, it doesn't look bad. This invasion, if you can leave. In this case, if you cannot leave, it's just a bad exchange. So in the game you could get like this, maybe, and then you just lose points if you cannot leave. It's sometimes like, I mean, this is a cool point if you can leave. Even if white extend, I'm not sure this group is alive. I think it's still maybe dead. So maybe it's too early. Maybe you need to have some move here first, create a group, and then if nothing helps, then it might be okay. Then you can play something like this and try to connect everything. Might work. At this point, white is just too strong. White spent so many moves to make like these walls everywhere. It's difficult to leave. Okay. This looks interesting. This is good. Maybe it's more chances. I mean, I don't know if this one is center. It looks kind of big. Maybe like this. Try to play. White will defend and then something like this. I don't know if it's a good one, but I think if we go like this is probably white is dead on the bottom. Probably. Don't. So 2 looks too much. I mean, maybe it's even like this. Maybe the same as it was in a game. It also works. I don't know. Now it's a bit more difficult. It would be really nice to get 5. I think it's even okay to just jump. And just jump again. White has enough points to play even like this. It would be also cool because later you have still options here to play. So in this case, if you have some moves on the bottom, like this might be even center. And then overall it looks, you give up top, and I think there's still some core. It's very difficult to kill that. And you destroy the right side completely. Maybe here is the same. I mean, you just play like this and try to use it somehow. Maybe just again jump. I think white is getting not smaller by enclosing this part, by giving up top. And now it's we have something crazy. I think here is necessary to play now here. This is a key move. If we go like this, we always want to cut like here. This is a good cut. And if we answer here, we can leave. In this case, you cut like this, and I think black is screwed. So if black defends, you don't need to fight there anymore. You just capture. Yeah. Now it's getting complicated. Okay. This is good. If it works, it's good. I don't know if it works. Can you kill it? Maybe it's still a core. No, it's not possible to kill it. Okay, so it's have to play core. Then it's kind of success for white. About this, I didn't really understand this move. It's good to answer like here, just to have a lot of I mean, this kind of helps, but you know, I understand there is some agi, but when you destroy the points, now maybe again we don't need this. There might be an agi, but you destroy the right, and maybe you don't need even to keep everything. But also, I cannot see anything. And also, this move, if you're really afraid, it doesn't really help on the bottom. So if you're afraid, I would rather capture here. Then it makes some sense, but not defending there. Okay. One Okay. Maybe it's better to play here first. Not sure. I think later it was not cost red. Now it's most probably is. Yeah, and then you can get this and also this. This feels too much. Also, now it's really important not to exchange this AB. Later, maybe you need B. Like when you try to leave, this is easy way, but you need to play something like maybe this, and this exchange later can be important. Now, I mean, if black plays, you are alive, and it's not scary because you're alive on the right. Now it's kind of scary. I think it still should be easily alive, but maybe this is the move. Doesn't work. Doesn't look easy. Now it's getting dangerous. Yeah, because there is a bunch of stuff. And yeah, this was not a cost threat, and this is kind of costly game. And after this, there is no real way how to win this. I mean, overall, it can be still a call. You can still play this and play forever this call. I mean, maybe this is even better by just cost threats and chances to win. I think it's still most probably white is dead. But maybe you have more cost threats, you know, and then you can play forever this SS black. Yeah, but like this, it's just over. But I think it was way easier to, instead of this, to destroy the right side. And if you get this, like when you get destroy the right side, like in any call, and then you just can use this as a cost threat. And this is good. This is good enough. And you don't need even to win this call, because even if black get this, white has not smaller amount. I think white have a lot. Just giving up that would be an easy option. For black here, I think maybe this was too early on the bottom, this invasion. In the end, black used it, kind of it, but it was more luck that it worked. That you need a cost threats and something, and there was some core. To be honest, it looked like this, that white played here, then we play like this, and then for some reason you play 7. I mean, 4 is not optimal, but you as white you get some decent endgame. And 7 is a move in the territory, so if you don't try to invade, then it's just a bad exchange. Yeah. And also this Joseki. I think you always play here this. Yeah. Okay, do you have more questions, or we can move on to the next game? Okay. The next one. So, this is the game against Emmanuel Faubry against Robin Bacardazzi. Let's start with this. So, I don't think it's a good idea to exchange this. I think if you exchange, you have to answer. Because, or you play just like this. Then you have an option to play the corner. It helps a lot. Just makes your situation more flexible. Very hard to imagine you play 3 now. This is just a bad exchange. So if you get answer, then you have to finish the shape. And I think this is big, to play just immediately here. Okay. This looks fine. Also, this looks fine. I think this looks like a decent Joseki. I like white and black. I think both played well here. Yeah, now this is kind of a problem. And this is optimistic. I think you have to jump. And that was the reason why it felt bad. Like, now you jump, but white gets more likely some neutrals, and black gets some decent group, which reduced influence for white on the bottom. So I don't really like white here. But this is too much, because now this Kusumi kind of makes white suffer. Now you have to leave, and that feels really not good somehow. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is a bit slow, but probably okay. Another move is just to destroy the side. And here you can just keep this, for example. Then the game a bit easier just to finish. It's already starts to become endgame, and yeah. And so now I feel like that black get a better result on the side, so you just easier to play endgame like this. But connecting there is not mistake. It just later, yeah, white can try to build a side. I don't know about this. Black is so strong. I probably would still play here and try to leave here or somewhere. It's very difficult to find a point. Maybe this is this and try to leave it somehow. Still difficult. Don't know. Cannot see the point how to invade. But I want to invade because I don't believe in this kind of moyo. White is everywhere strong. No need to build moyo. You need to try to get some big points. You can get this. Maybe just here. Even though it looks slack, but maybe later you can hope with some combo at 5. So this is, now you jump, but later you can try to destroy the corner. Yeah. Okay. I think here there is only one move, is this one. I mean, this is empty triangle, it cannot be good. I don't know, it feels strange. But with this one, maybe there is an options. I don't know what will happen. Maybe you can even cut and then try to cut again. I don't know if it works, but I'm pretty sure you need to go with this if you want to play. This, I guess not. Maybe some attach or so, just to see how white will react. Maybe it will help. I don't know. Maybe you can try to capture it somehow. Like this. So it's not really that easy to kill it. And then after this, you can still try. It's very difficult to kill if we assume that one is center. But yeah, it's not also easy to leave. After this, it's just bad shape. Yeah. Okay. I think the correct shape here is Kusumi. Then you can hope that everything is connected. Probably white can get this, or black, but at least you don't have problems. It's still not 100% also alive. There's some problems, maybe like this. No. But the Kusumi usually is a shape in this situation. When you have this Kusumi, then only Kusumi connects. this one. And now I think black gets a really good result by escaping. So is this center? 1, 2, it is, okay. And this one looks like, I don't really remember who won this game, but I think this is one of the reasons why it becomes close. Just, you lived in the corner, but I mean, it's not even points. You can play here with the same idea, get center, let's say, and play elsewhere. This is not really points. And now, yeah, you get to ice, but this group is in danger. Like, you even lose points, which were, like, you build 2 points where there was neutrals, and you make your group weak. So it was a huge minus. Yeah. And then maybe now you need to just hope to escape with this group. Now I feel like white is good after this, after all of this sequence. White decided to cut. Is it really necessary? I don't know. Okay. I mean, it's kind of decision. It just got a cut. It's giving points. I'm not sure it's necessary. Maybe it's okay was to just continue to fight. I mean, playing like this, and came up. I like this more. Then eventually you build some points. I also, it's pity, but I really wanted to cut here, but there is a geta, so you cannot really cut. But even like this, you build some points on top later, so it's still okay. This way, it's a gota block. This looks not so good. Yeah. Okay. Now we move a bit to the end game. Okay. Oh, yeah, you should start for this. Not now, but this. This is the move, and then we play here. Then everything works. Now you can play this. So yeah, then it's okay. But like, and also now, I mean, if white plays here, you can destroy the bottom, so you also get something. But now, yeah, it feels like this is you are just giving points. Maybe also better to play like this still, even with this minus, destroy like this. Maybe it's better. Or you can go maximum here. You can go like this. There is no cut, and you can even go like this, I guess, and like this, just to like this. Probably you Atari, so you have to play like this, and then you destroy a lot of points in center. Maybe you can get some move on top. You can go really maximum. This is quarter. It's very similar result. To be honest, here this game, I think this was a half point game. I would really want to play this. I think just by exchanging it, and then I'm okay to answer. This feels like already a game to just exchange. Now you can block. In a game it was not possible. And if not, maybe, I mean, is this working? Maybe just Keima. Keima is working for sure, because now we cannot cut. We have enough liberties to play there, so we can just play Keima. It's already a lot. It's like a huge gain. And then we can play elsewhere. I think this would be better endgame. This is the only one place where it really matters, because now it's kind of all center moves you played, and yeah, nothing really left. Maybe it's possible to play this core. It's big core, and black will for sure win it. this is maybe it's good to defend like this. Just you get some points, so, but this one is also fine. Yeah, I think black get this. This was a big, really big, the biggest one. And in the end, the game was half point, but I think white won in this, but I don't remember. Everything looks logical. Maybe this one was bigger. This. I think this one is 2 points in center, and that one is less than 1. Like this is not even point. So I think this one white win clearly after getting this, just by 1.5 or something. Okay, this is bigger. This is 1 point. That one is less than 1 point. I mean, this score you can easily play, even if white play it. White have to defend, so it's a bit harder, I would say. There is one more core and 1 more point. I missed it, and now it's the last core. But feels like black always win the core. You can defend, and then you win as black. I see. I see this. Yeah. Yeah, that's... But you never know. I mean, it's half a point. So yeah, I mean, white give a present. I think if you have a lot of time, you can count, but not always. Not always. Even with the pressure, I mean, in this kind of game, for you to know it's half a point, it's not that. I mean, you need to have really good nerves to know it's okay. I play. I'm thinking maybe it's good. Maybe it's bigger to play there, but it's again to get this and then get this, or to go like this. But this is something which is really very close by value, or maybe even defending here, it's okay. And then play like this, or like this, and connect. Maybe this was the winning stuff, but it's not easy. I think the biggest mistake for black, was to leave in here. This was one of mistakes, and the other one was playing empty triangle. And for white is, I think, in the beginning to leave this kind of shape, and on this move afterwards you have to jump. That was really bad result when white block, black block in center, and so you get how many? It's like 5-6 points, but black get the wall, block, everything. I think you can even get this. This is center. And maybe not. Maybe black can try to resist. White can try to resist, so you cannot really get it. Yeah, so only this is center. Yeah, but black get too many center moves around. Yeah, this is, I think, the main points. Okay, for this game, that's all. Let's move to the next one. Or you have maybe questions? I think no. Okay. Let's go to the last one, last game. Let's send it. So last game is Manuel Brasileiro against Emmanuel Faubri. So this is kind of interesting Joseki with this. This is a normal variation. This is a Joseki, the ideal variation with AI. You can also play the old variation, something like this. I don't know. This is something like 1 point worse. Maybe even like this, you can play this, and this. It's a bit worse for black. A bit, not much. I think I like this shape also, so sometimes I really okay to play the Joseki I like, but they are a bit worse. But I think it's okay to play like this. Cut is too much, and now after this you don't really have a good move. Even probably this is the most optimal. I think if you go with AI would recommend you to even give up this, which is completely not logical if you play e17. Like there is no one is playing like this, so it's decent to go out. It's probably a mistake, but it's a logical mistake. Like you make it before, and now just white alive with the corner, and white can really split two sides. Maybe this one is a bit better shape. I think you can get even like this. This way, I feel like you will get more influence, and overall it's better, a bit better shape. I think this shape is always better than this. If black cannot cut. So in this case, it would be more flexible for white. Yeah. This is not necessary at the moment. You still have a weak group here. And most of the times, it's really nice to even have this exchange. If you're not sure about this exchange, like you don't know if you like it or not, again, we just skip it and we play elsewhere. At this moment, for sure, you don't need to take points because now it becomes a target. Like not a target, let's say it becomes a bit weaker. It's still not a target. But as far as we are still thinking about attack of this group, we are not interested. Like this exchange just helps black to survive with the top group. It's very nice if we have option to just in our pocket move at A. It might help us in future in fight, and we can just fight here. And then at some point we will see maybe we need this or this, but at this point we just don't touch it. Also, it's important to destroy the base from this group, from top group. Like, yeah, this was a bit strange to me. But the idea we need to let's go first with this. This is most likely you need to build a shape like this, and then you can get center, or even like this, or hane, this and this. This is the shape for black. This is slow, like super slow. Maybe there is some cut, but even if black defends, I'm not sure it's good. So it feels like white gets something. But again, this is the key point. It's super important. I mean, you will not kill the group, but black will not build top. Black have to run, and now you use your wall very significantly. Now, let's say black jump, and you can maybe defend. And then black didn't really get much on that side. Like this, black can reinforce, and it already looks points on top. Yeah, now white is again happy. You see, if you have to play the move like this to attach, then for sure R14 was mistake. Now you need to play here. Okay, white take the corner. It's not really a big deal. Play some Joseki. One corner like this. And then you don't need to struggle as black on the top. It's completely balanced. I think like this game is probably even, or I even like black more, because white didn't really get any value of this. Like this, yeah, you have to struggle a bit. Now shape is over concentrated and white gets some advantage here. Okay, this is good. Okay. Yeah, and here was probably the biggest mistake for white in this game. It's this block. I think for white you always play here. Or you can block even like this. You never want to give out these stones. Idea that in these stones, if you will not give up, there is still this stuff which is super annoying, like this. And you can build Seki all the time. Like there is a 9. You cannot capture, but you can build always Seki. And usually after this, black have to reinforce. because it feels like it's not a big deal. I mean, just a sec in territory. But the problem is that when we build this seki, like this first, this, and then these stones, it's a weak group. I mean, it's not weak, but you have to think about this. You need to reinforce it. So it means it's seki in center. And that's why just at the moment, I think it's good for black to reinforce. And then you don't need even to give up them. You can play something. Sometimes we play like this. This. It's very important to play it now. I mean, if you reinforce, then this is never center. Now 4 is gota. But before you reinforce, let's say now you can get all these exchanges and then reinforce. This is usually joseki. Sometimes even like this. And then white is attacking these groups, for example. This is sometimes happens in professional games. You can always play like this, but this is like pushing on the second line. And yeah, you kill it, but you also pay some price. And now there is still annoying stuff from the other side. We can still play A and have some endgame afterwards, like playing this. It's also annoying. So because of that, no one is kind of playing 4. Yeah, and now black get a good result because black managed to skip a move at A. This is fine. Okay. If I would already play, I would play without this exchange. I mean, you don't want to have 3-4. You want to keep it, maybe to have another move here around A later. Yeah. So here looks like a decent shape for black. Okay. Yeah. This is fine. This I don't like. I think this is completely center as it is like this. Maybe black would answer, and then you can reinforce. This group by itself. Like sometimes in empty board, you can really attack this group with a move like this. Most likely white will have to answer because black have to answer. This way it's just painful. Take points in center, black becomes weaker. So, I mean, for black looks natural to defend. And when you attach, you just make it stronger. When you attach, black will always be stronger here. Maybe with the shape, I don't know how to build the shape here. I think AI again will make some move like this, just to make a nice shape. That force that makes white cannot really capture, and this one would be gota, and you can push. So you kind of make a nice shape, or like later, or just like this. It looks like some move, which is not easy to find. Or just Tenuki, because you know, for even if you play like this, it's way better. Now black capture, but when you defend, you don't get points from both sides. You don't defend points like this with 3, so both I don't know, both second lines, like points are open from both lines, you cannot really build them. And then it means it's better to just build some base in center with a nice shape. Here, yeah, you get basically some shape, and then white even get points, and it's still not alive, so it's disaster. This is huge. I think I would just play here. It looks big. Or maybe here, don't know. Okay. That's probably fine. Some cut. Okay. I think the cut by itself is okay. You can just fight. Yeah, I think here, just like this looks normal. Like if you play like this, white connect, black connect, maybe like this. Then the cut by itself made the goal. Like there was the goal to destroy the center, and center is destroyed. So I think the cut is okay. Like this, it feels too much. Now you have to give up a lot of points in center. From the other side you destroy it, you get a center and this kind of connected with the group, but I don't like this way of defending by giving up so many points. Maybe at this point it would be just okay to defend. I don't think white have a really severe attack on bottom. It's okay to exchange it and play elsewhere. It also looks nice. Yeah, okay. Maybe here already this one is bigger. Just the group probably is alive, but imagine later you get this kind of center moves. It just makes that sacrifice kind of smaller. So I'm okay to give up this, maybe like this. I don't know, maybe just like this. And yeah, and then something like this. I feel like this is more important to build base in center now. Okay, exchanges. Okay. I'm not sure if white can play here. This looks dangerous, to be honest, because you cannot defend. You need to defend somehow like this. And this might be a good exchange for white. Now there is no Ataris, and yeah. And if you don't play there, maybe white can kill this. Maybe like this, or just here. It looks dangerous, but I don't know. Maybe push this and this. Maybe not. Yeah, it's alive. Cannot kill it. Okay. That's a very strange move. If you play like this, it's nothing. So this is just more points. Okay. Yeah, now black gets some points there. Black get points here. But overall, it's not easy game. Some kind of call. I think for black, maybe it's not necessary, but at some point, yeah, at some point, white just give up it. I think this center becomes too big, and that was probably the main problem. Now, I feel like black is trying to kill, but it's not really working well. Yeah. And after that, the game is kind of over. I don't know how big was the difference. Don't really remember. Okay, decided to take another endgame move. It's fine. This is not big. This one is bigger. Yeah, but it's core for core. I think black is really trying hard, but it's not obviously best, but in endgame, black is trying hard, and I think in the end, white is winning this. And yeah, we'll check. Yeah, 6 points for white. I think this was the main problem here with these stones. This. Just giving up them was not necessary. Sometimes in this game, for example, there is no even reason to run with them. There is no center, and even if you have this kind of exchange, it's okay. Because it's still better than the game. It's just even game, I guess. And I feel like everything is fine. And yeah, that's kind of it. Maybe now about the main mistakes. First of all, is here, this one. We played Joseki like this. This. And also, Joseki mistake was here. That is for white. We jump to be sure that black will defend. And then something like this is Joseki. Yeah, and one more thing is when white play this, for black is super important to just let the side, because it's open from bottom from two sides. It's not really points. So yeah, even if you play 4-5, then white cannot capture the stone. So it's completely okay for black to play like this. And the center in the end would become smaller. Yeah, that's kind of all. Do you have questions about this game? Okay, then it's all for today. Yeah, welcome. And yeah, have a nice evening and see you next time. Bye. Hi everyone. This is offline review of the game between Emmanuel Faubry against Ludovic Leroy. So let's start. This is Joseki. This is good. This is cannot be bad. Black play pincer. This is fine. And about this one I would probably play here just to be sure that this group later have a base. And also for black it's way harder to build a base when you have a stone on the third line. From the other hand, AI can say that this move is still okay, but later you will have way more complicated decisions. So if you like to fight in a lot, this is might be fine. If you want to play kind of more simple, I would prefer this. To be honest, I think I would play this maybe in 80% of the cases. Just you don't want to make the game complicated with no reason just from the beginning. Okay, and then the next move was strange is the jump. There is no reason to play jump. You can just play like this for example, and then just fight. It looks completely normal. I think like an average game. When you jump, yeah, for black is kind of easy. All this Joseki looks just good for black, and if you just as black take the side, I think this area is just smaller than black area on the left and on the right, so I think black is super comfortable here. So I would be just playing there, or just playing Tenuki. This is good. This is also fine. Kosumi is good. And then you can continue to play. I think in this case Kosumi is good because it's just destroying some potentials. There are not much, and also some potential here. So I like this Kosumi. I mean, if you don't play it, it's kind of painful if white will block it. So I think this is makes a lot of sense to play here. But now as black, I don't know, I would play all these. Maybe I also like a lot to play like this, just to force white, maybe defend. If white will, then corner becomes really big and you can still make it smaller somehow from outside. So this plan I like the most in this case. Or just normal move to take the corner also looks good. Completely fine. Okay, let's go with the next one. It's this K18. I think this is too much at this moment to invade like this. I think from these three groups, like A, B, C, it feels like the B is the weakest. So if B is the weakest, there is no point. Like A, almost alive. C is stronger than B, so I don't see a point of invading. I would be rather playing something from the top. You know, maybe even jump. I think jump is okay because if when you jump, black is white is connected, but the area is way smaller. So I'm okay with jump and then kind of playing somewhere else. It looks kind of fine. I like this. This way, I'm afraid that really you can get a lot of pressure. Maybe white can push and try to. I'm not sure it will be the kill, but it might be maybe like this. There is some cut, but you can play like this maybe to be sure that it's not cuttable anymore, and then it's not that easy to escape. Like this, probably this is a bit soft, so black can be alive. It looks fine. Sure. I mean, maybe like this would be better to force black white to play few times, pushing from behind. I think like this black is way more happy. Like this, there is some strange shape like this. You can play Hane, but you force white to kind of push you from behind and your shape becomes stronger and stronger. So I like this. For black like this, white can get it like this, and shape-wise, it's not really that efficient. Okay, this one is the first strange point when we try, like we will have a one weak group, and then we create the second weak group. That's probably not good. I think here is good for black. Again, play like this, give that area, I don't know, play here, play there, to make it even smaller. I like this for black, and I like black here. After 7, I think I would be okay to play as black. After this, I feel like if white can connect here, can link his group, I think black has some black has troubles here. Okay, and white managed to cut group 1 to group 2. Maybe now it's a good idea to try to cut here, like try to make the game a bit more complicated, like at least try to not to run with one group here to the other group, because you make the this group a bit weaker. So try to make the battlefield here, then it can work, then it might be okay. But as far as black played here, I think the situation becomes kind of critical. Maybe now it's still fine, you can still maybe jump and then connect kind of everything. Maybe white will capture, and let's say, I don't know, let's say to play again like this. Or cut is also fine. I mean, cut is also okay, you can play cut. It's okay when we just make this group stronger. After black defend, that becomes kind of problematic. Now this group heavy, we cannot give it up anymore, and that's a problem. Afterwards, it would be really difficult. Well, maybe here, this is another point when you can kind of go for an exchange. And now, if black is alive here, then this group is not really a problem anymore. And then it's okay. It's still fine. The game is probably even. It's not really obviously bad for white, but I think black is okay. At least there is no this split in attack. And like this, it's kind of a problem, because now you cannot really connect. If you try to connect, this is disaster. So you don't have a move. Like this, it's also a cut. So there is a lot of problems, and you need to be careful there. And even now, I think you have to connect, and I think even now it's already too late, but this is even too much. Now, after this, I mean, there is now, I guess, the plan should be that we capture a lot of points here, and then we give up this. Like, you cannot connect everything, and maybe like this, it's okay. I mean, it's better than connecting for sure. If you just give up and try to play, I still think that white is good. Maybe white is ahead by 10 at least. But at least like this, the plan would be, it would make sense. Like this, you would still get Hane, and then you try to fight only for 5 points. It doesn't make much sense. Yeah. And the problem is not connected here. And this is super solid wall, and you cannot play around it. So, yeah, white cuts. I mean, white could just cut with the other shape, for example, like this. There's this. I don't know. Maybe just like this. Maybe it's not so easy like this. I'm just thinking this. Ah, you can just cut like this. It's not necessary to get this exchange, just like this. I think this is game over now. Push, play here. There is no way. I mean, there is also, this group is kind of on the edge of dying. So I don't think that black have ever chance here. This way, maybe is if black would play here. Okay, it's kind of the game. So it's this, and then we have some core. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's the only way, but it still looks really bad. Maybe now it's time to give up. I think if we give up now, it's not so maybe capture. Then it's probably still a game, and then you can play 3, try to take the big move, and hope that this is enough. I think this is the last chance. Also, this group, when you connect like this group, like you don't have exchange A for B when black play at A and white play at B. In this case, this is more a live group for black, so you don't need to worry that much like in a game. In a game, it almost died. And here it's okay, so you can just play like this. Jump looks really bad. Now you have to go with this exchange. This is a big minus. And now you still kind of give up something like corner. I mean, it could be like this. Let's assume it could be like this. Then you give up, but now you give up, like you get plus 5 points here around. But now you cannot really let this group. Now you need to jump. And then white will get a move here, or white will defend, let's say, and move here, play here. Now you don't have that area on the left. And now the difference is bigger, even though you get 5 points on the right. Okay. This is the last chance. I think white should just capture this. This is good enough. This is last chance, and yeah. Okay. I mean, the group should be dead. Should be dead at this point. I think 1, 2, 3. Yeah, should be dead for sure. White is trying to kill. Then it's some kind of sequence where you almost get a core, but yeah, there is some cool sequence where kind of black is alive. So in this case, if we think it was like white get 5 points in a corner and black get minus 15, and it's in center. So you kind of get 20 points in center, which is pretty good, still good enough to win the game. So I think up to here, and this group is still not alive. It still doesn't have 2 eyes. It's still a problem. So now the situation is still kind of hopeless. Yeah, this cut is impossible to win the game like this. Yeah, you just cut. Now the group is on the edge of dying. White is not even trying to kill, but in fact this group is dead. I mean, you cannot live with this group. There is no way. Maybe some connection, but this also cannot live. There is no ice. But white is playing safe, which is good. Trying to play safe, capturing not all. Also, black made some miscalculation here, but I think with just jump, it's like minus 20, so you have to do something. And then you went like this with some exchanges. This is like also some points, minus 10, I guess. Yeah, and then black found a way how to live, but I think mostly because white is not trying to kill. Like, for white it's not necessary. White already get a lot, even from this. Like, it feels like you get something here, but in fact, I mean, there is so much stuff there. Like, even if you just play like this, yeah, and then here, and then this, and then this, have to defend, and then, yeah, for example, it's a lot of problems. Like, you can just get a lot of center moves, a lot of cost threats at least. So, I mean, white could even just play core like this if white want. This, and cut. I mean, this is game over. You live with the group, but then all bottom is kind of captured. So in this case, white play kind of, I would say suboptimal, a bit slack, but white is winning, so I think it's good to play like this. And now, yeah, also black made some miscalculation, but like this I see like more than 10. I think it's like more than 15 points. It's better for white, so I don't think this is ever enough for black. Maybe white can get this or Keima here, and then the game is over. Also, really big move here. I don't know, maybe even this, if it's working. No, maybe not. Maybe it is. I don't know if it's working. 1, 2. No, this one is not working. So like this. This is pretty big. So who will get it? It's important. But I think black just have other stuff to focus on. And yeah, like this, there was another miscalculation and kind of game over. But I think the main point was here. The biggest mistake was this, trying to not like creating too many groups and then run one group to another group, which is super heavy. And for white, the goal is just to cut in the end. I think white cut a bit later than he should, but this was the goal. And as far as white cut, the black position just falling into the pieces. Yeah, that was all. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching and see you next time. Bye.